So I found this question online: does IQ in people follow a normal distribution? And this expert, who has a PhD in psychometrics, seems relevant, says not exactly. IQ tests are constructed to have a mean of 100 and a standard deviation of 15. However, they're not exactly normally distributed, although they're close. There is a slight right skew to the distribution, but it's going to be close enough, and so we'll just assume that IQ scores are close to normal distributed for these questions. And what is the mean of this distribution? Well, the mean is 100, so that is the first parameter of the normal distribution. That's mu. And then what is sigma? Well, that jump is 15 and that jump is 15. So we can tell that sigma is equal to 15 IQ points. So X, the IQ scores, X is distributed normally with a mean of 100 and a standard deviation of 15. And that's what I wrote there. And now we can use the empirical rule to find these probabilities. What is the probability of having an IQ score lower than 70? This graph makes it pretty easy to answer that. It's 2.1%. So that's just this total shaded area to the left of 70. What is the probability that X is bigger than 70? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to use the fact that the total area under the curve is 100%. So we'll just take 100% minus 2.1%, and we'll get 90, basically 98, so 97.9% of people have an IQ score higher than 70. And finally, this is a little trickier, what is the probability that X is between 100 and 130? So let's find the area that's right here. Can you tell that this blue half must be 34% because it's half of 68%? And then the graph itself is already telling us that this is 14%. So we can just add those up and say 48%. So again, this notation just means the probability that X is bigger than 100 and smaller than 130. Okay, so here I gave those percentages, and then I also gave them as decimals. And when your calculator does this kind of work, it's always going to give you the decimal probability. I'm generally okay with 2 decimal places. Your online homework may request 3 or 4 decimal places. If I'm being paranoid, I keep 4 decimal places, but often 2 decimal places is sufficient. So I'm going to stop this video here and pull up the calculator, because the next thing I'm going to show you is how to do the normal distribution on your graphing calculator.